Welcome to the Wonder With Me podcast, where I, Dr. Tonia Winchester, invite you to get curious with me about all things mind-body healing, especially how we can unlock the incredible healing power of our unconscious minds, so that we can all get out of stress mode and go back into healing mode. We'll talk about how you can easily create healthy, sustainable self-care habits so that you can calm your mind, sleep deeply, wake rested, and enjoy happy, energized days. Ultimately, so that you can make a bigger difference in your well-being and that of your family and the world around you. These casual chats are for educational purposes only and don't constitute a therapeutic relationship. With all that said, let's get this episode underway. Come wonder with me. Well, hello there, and welcome back to another episode of the Wonder With Me podcast. This is season 1, episode 8, and I'm your hostess, Dr. and/or Coach Tonia Winchester. So in this episode, I'm going to show you, and you're going to discover, how you can uncover limiting beliefs and limiting decisions that might be holding you back from A, going back into healing mode, B, taking care of yourself, C, being honest and deepening your relationships, and D, creating healthy habits that bring you to the well-being and the vitality that you're looking for. You're going to discover the chain from focus to behaviors to results, and how what you're focusing on is actually due to the filters that are going on in your unconscious mind. You're going to learn how to discover what those filters are, how they present, and how you can break free of them so that you can change how you see the world, change how you see yourself, and step into your perfect health, perfect life, perfect well-being. Woo! Are you ready? If so, let's get wondering. The simple way to uncover your limiting beliefs, aka how to uncover your limiting beliefs. We've all heard of limiting beliefs and how they impact our ability to move forward and reach our goals. They can be small, like, I can't figure out these social media ads, or big and deeper, like, I don't have anything interesting to say. Regardless of their size and their depth, they hang out under the surface of our unconscious mind and block us from taking the actions necessary to get to where we want to go in life. Thankfully, just as success leaves clues, so does limitation. It's actually quite easy to determine what your limiting beliefs are. There are two main ones. 1, look at your results. What are you experiencing? And 2, listening to the language that you use. First, let's look at your results. When you look at what you have in your life, whether you like it or not, know that at some level you're focused on it and committed to it, unconsciously, of course. If you just can't seem to commit to the healthy habit that you know will help improve your fitness level, let's say it's walking 4 days a week, then you're committed to the process of not creating and maintaining that walking habit. If you're having trouble cold calling to generate leads in your business, then you're committed to not generating leads that could become customers. The results that you have are a consequence of your behavior, and your behavior is a consequence of your focus. Your focus is an accumulation of your thoughts, values, beliefs, and attitudes. Following the trail back from results to focus, and then deeper into beliefs, you might learn that your deep limiting belief is that you don't think you have what it takes to be healthy and fit, or to be a successful entrepreneur. As long as you believe that you can never be, do, or have what you want, you're very unlikely to take the actions to get there. It's as if there's a glitch between the conscious mind, the goal setter, and the unconscious mind, the goal getter. If the unconscious mind believes you're not worthy of reaching those goals, you won't. Essentially, in this instance, you're committed to not reaching your goals, unconsciously. The first way to identify your deep underlying limiting beliefs is to look at what you're getting, or not getting, in your life and work backwards. Remember, both success and limitations leave clues. The unconscious mind. Let's take a quick detour and discuss the unconscious mind before moving on to the second way to identify your limiting beliefs. The unconscious mind is the key to overcoming limiting beliefs because all change, learning, healing, and habits happen there. The unconscious mind is the part of you that you're not aware of. Stop right now and think about who is breathing for you, beating your heart, who or what is growing your hair. It's the part of you that's deep below the surface of your awareness. Even with access to the full scope of knowledge of what is required to grow your hair, you wouldn't consciously be able to tell your body to stop or start growing your hair, would you? No, it's happening unconsciously, and same with growing your nails, digesting your food, beating your heart, and healing your body and mind, including things like anxiety and burnout. Your unconscious mind filters reality. Every second, we're bombarded with 2 million to 6 billion bits of information received from our 5 senses that goes into our brains and our nervous systems. Our brains have the capacity to manage no more than 134 bits per second. That means there's anywhere from 1,999,866 to 5,999,999,866 bits of information every second that our unconscious mind literally can't handle and has to filter just so we can manage our reality. Your unconscious mind has 3 main filters. It deletes. Most of the information is deleted. I share an example in a few moments. 2, it generalizes by making assumptions by comparing the information to what you've already experienced. For example, you don't need to relearn how to use a pencil every time you pick it up. It distorts by changing details and creating false memories. Years ago, my husband built a set of shelves for my clinic to put our natural remedies and products on. After he completed the installation, I walked into the clinic, and from my 5'2" vantage point, I could only see the underside of the shelves, which he didn't paint. I generalized, "Honey, you didn't paint the shelves," and from his 6'4" vantage point looking down on the tops of the shelves, he says, "Yes, I did." He deleted the underside of the shelves because he didn't even see them. I knew that at that moment that our views on the world would never be the same simply because of the 14 inches of height difference between us. We also filter based on anatomy and our different backgrounds, upbringing, values, and beliefs. Now that you're aware of these filters, you're going to start seeing them in the people you interact with. Recently, a rock hit my car window and created quite the blemish. The fellow at the glass repair place told me that it was too big to fill and I would have to replace the windshield. This is verbatim, not distorted in any way, the conversation I had with him. Me. "Oh, okay, so what's my next best step?" Glass guy. "Now winter's coming." Me. "Yes, and how specifically does that affect my decision about what my next best step should be?" Glass guy. "Weather is changing." "Yes, that's right. And what specifically do you mean when you say the weather is changing?" Glass guy. "Rocks and salt." Me. "Yes, rocks and salt. So what are you suggesting for me to do right now?" Glass guy. "Spring is right around the corner." Me. "Yes, spring comes after winter. Are you specifically suggesting I wait until the spring to replace the windshield?" Glass guy. "Most people would." Based on what vague recommendation, I wondered? Do you see how he deleted so much of what he was wanting to get across? He assumed that I would fill in the gaps and infer what he was implying. Thankfully, I knew the golden question that helps recover what is lost in the filtering process. I kept using the word specifically, and eventually I got the advice I was seeking. Our perceived reality is not reality. Limiting beliefs are a big driver of these filters, which is why becoming aware of them is a helpful way to uncover our limiting beliefs. The data that is filtered out is recoverable when you know what to look for. Second, listen to your language. You must become aware of your filters if you want to uncover more of your limiting beliefs. Your verbal language can be really helpful to determine your filters. The words you use not only communicate and describe your experience, but are actually how you experience the world. The words we use give us clues about how we filter our present experiences based on our past ones. I suggest you become an expert at watching the language you use, especially what you say spontaneously and unconsciously. You will get a lot of information about what is going on under the surface in your unconscious mind. There are several language patterns that you can start to watch out for. Get a filter buddy and start gently calling each other out when you hear any of the following phrases. Universal qualifiers: always, never, everyone, no one. Modal operators: should, must, need to, have to, can't. A simple shift for yourself can go a long way. You can say instead, I get to, or I choose to. Nominalizations: this is when we distort a process or a verb and we turn it into a noun. We stop the process from being something that we can do or change to something that just is. Consider the word communication. This is a thing, a noun, right? Actually, it's about communicating, which is something we do. It's a process and a behavior. For example, if you said about your spouse, the communication is terrible. Turn it back into a verb. Who specifically is not communicating with whom? Or maybe you say, the relationship isn't working. Flip it back to a process. How exactly are you not relating? What about health? Well, that's about healing. Success? That's about succeeding. You're starting to get this, aren't you now? The language patterns can help you uncover your limiting beliefs, which are not unconditional truths and can be changed. More on that in a future post. But the first step is to uncover them. Use the 2 strategies in this post, look at your results, and listen to your words to begin the process of discovery. This podcast is an adapted excerpt from my book, Smiling in the Shower: The Surprisingly Simple Path to Break Through Burnout and Create Happy, Energized Days, which came out in the spring of 2022. And if you'd like to grab your copy of that, you can head over to ToniaWinchester.com to grab yours today. Thank you so much for listening, and may you choose to make all your dreams come true. Well, there you have it. Now, before we head into our adorable little outro, one note to correct after listening to this podcast. The book, Smiling in the Shower, is the first version, and the newest version of it is actually called Breakthrough the Insomnia Cycle. And you may be wondering, how can a book about burnout also be a book about insomnia? And the truth is, I interact with a lot of people that come into what I call the burnout or the insomnia cycle from a lot of different entry points. Here are the main steps of this cycle. There is daytime stress, which can ramp up in some people to anxiety, which then impedes a deep and restful sleep. So people wake up tired, fatigued, irritable, their tolerance for stress goes down, and the cycle continues. So this cycle has many entry points. For some people, they come to me because they're entering at the insomnia point. For other people, they enter at the anxiety point. Some at the stress point, some at the burnout point. And so what people end up discovering, and you may discover that no matter where you enter the cycle, often people's experiences are similar, even if they describe them with different starting points. And really, it's in this similarity that we can come together and break through this cycle once and for all, whether it's called the burnout cycle or the insomnia cycle. So, the new version of the book, Break Through the Insomnia Cycle: How to Sleep Deeply, Wake Rested, and Enjoy Happy, Energized Days, is available on my website, ToniaWinchester.com. It's a great starting place if you're wanting to know more about how to leverage the power of your unconscious mind to go back into healing mode create sustainable and healthy habits, and enjoy your well-being and relationships. Hey, thanks for wondering with me today. If you've got something good out of this, then please forward this episode along to the people who you know could benefit. Be sure to subscribe, and if you're really keen, you leaving us a rating and review helps us to help more people, so thank you in advance for that. If you're wanting more insights about how you can leverage the power of your unconscious mind to go back into healing mode, head on over to ToniaWinchester.com, where you'll find my book, Breakthrough the Insomnia Cycle, and other helpful ideas. Thanks again, and we'll connect on the next episode of the Wonder With Me podcast. In the meantime, may you choose to make all of your dreams come true.